Everyone, Scott Higgins here. In today's tip of the week, we will be covering chipping. So with everybody stuck at home still, I know some of you have been outside practicing in the backyard or practicing in your basement or just a small room where you can hit some small little chip shots. So I want to cover a couple things that'll help you as you do practice this so that when you do come back out to the golf course for the season, your short game will be ready to go. So first thing, feet. We're making a chip motion. So feet no more than a club head apart. We want a much narrower stance. Okay, so feet are closer together. You can just take your club head, okay, for a reference. Okay, we don't want to get them too far apart like our normal golf swing. Again, we want them about this far apart, and I want to favor like I'm putting a little more pressure on my left foot. Next, for a righty golfer, I would recommend taking your front foot, your left foot, just turning it out a little bit and getting your logo on your shirt, okay, to turn a little bit in front of the ball. Okay, next, okay, we're gonna feel like we're leaning a little bit more on our front side. Okay, a lot of times when I give a lesson or somebody comes to me for a short game lesson on chipping, they tell me that they feel like all their weight's on their front foot. Okay, which my weight's all on my front foot here, but where am I leaning? I'm leaning back here, and what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna hit behind the golf ball, or I'm gonna miss the ground, and the club's gonna hit the top part of the ball, and I'm gonna hit a low liner, okay? So again, the setup is really important. Feet close together. Pressure a little more on our left foot turned down a little bit, and the logo on my shirt turned ahead of the ball a little bit, okay? And we're looking to make a little motion here to here. Okay, next question I get is, well, how far should my hands be regarding the golf ball? Should it be ahead? Should it be behind? Real easy. The grip end of your club is always going to point at your belt buckle. The only thing you will ever alter is ball position. So if I want to hit a little bit of a lower shot, I'll move the ball a little more towards my back foot, but my handle is still even with my belt buckle. If I want to hit it a little bit higher, I'm going to move the ball a little more forward in my stance, but the grip is still pointing at my belt buckle. Doing it that way will alter the lean in your shaft, and you don't have to think about it, okay? So if I were to have the ball a little bit more back, right away, even though my grip end's still pointing at my belt buckle, there's a little bit more lean in the shaft where the grip's a little closer to the target. If I wanted to hit a little bit higher, I'm still keeping my grip end pointing at my belt buckle. I'm just moving the ball a little bit more forward, but now you can see there's not as much lean in my shaft, which is going to help create a little bit more loft. So there's just a couple basics for your chipping setup. Okay, now, if you want to get into practicing that a little bit and then start to hit some shots, the first thing you can do to get a little feel, as you can see, I've got an alignment stick here. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to set up to this ball and we're going to take a step back, okay? Set up the same way we just talked about, feet close together, leaning a little more on our left foot turned out, and I'm going to take the alignment stick, I'm going to move it back here about 3 feet behind the ball, and I'm going to work on dragging it and letting my left shoulder turn up and behind me. I'm going to feel like I'm a little bit taller, okay? So again, set up, feet close together, okay? Move the alignment stick about 3 feet behind the ball and dragging it until I feel like I've turned up, out of the way, my left shoulder's up and behind me, and I feel a little taller, okay? Once you get that feel and you've practiced your setup, simply grab your wedge. Okay, we're gonna set up the same way. We're gonna get that club behind the ball. We're gonna set up feet close together. I'm gonna feel like left foot's turned out a little bit, leaning on my front, my logo on my shirt is ahead of the ball, okay? And we're simply gonna try to feel like we're swinging that alignment stick where we're here, and I feel like I'm a little taller and up out of the way when I finish, so. Work on your setup, work on the drill with the alignment stick. I promise you this will help. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I enjoy all the feedback, and I hope to see you all soon. Be well.